Time heals all wounds.
We have all heard that old adage that time heals all wounds. And the truth is, most people do experience a decrease in pain as time goes on. But time alone does not guarantee that your wounds will heal.
Grief follows a timeline. It shouldn't last longer than 12 months, 18 months, or 24 months.
There is no timeline for grief. You may find that you grieve for a relatively short period of time, or you may grieve in some form for the rest of your life.
The first year is the hardest.
Grief is hard. Grief is so incredibly hard. And there's no timeline. You may actually find that your second year is harder than your first. Maybe you were a little bit numb that first year. Maybe it didn't quite feel real. And then that second year starts to roll in. Reality starts to set in. Maybe there's a little more loneliness, a lot more emotions. There are a lot of reasons why the second year can feel harder. Just know that if your second year felt harder, you're not alone.
Tears are a sign of weakness.
Tears are a natural physiological release. Now, not everyone cries, and that's okay. But it's important to remember that tears are beneficial. They're beneficial for the release of stress and tension. It's your body's natural healing mechanism.
Women grieve more than men.
Here's the thing. Men and women can experience grief differently, and men and women have been socialized to express emotion differently. And keep in mind that every person is unique. Some grievers are more emotionally expressive, and others are more cognitive or problem solving. The way that a person grieves, however, is absolutely not a measure of their pain.
Ignoring your pain will make it go away.
So there are times when you need to compartmentalize your pain. Absolutely. There are times when you need to compartmentalize it. But just know that that's not an effective long-term strategy. In fact, avoidance can lead to prolonged grief.
There are specific and predictable stages to grieving.
This is my favorite one. Grief does not follow any predictable stages. I know that's what we've all been taught, but the research simply does not bear this out. There are no predictable stages. Grief has its own timeline, and it's unique to the individual.